Most people aren't living the lives that they want. If you don't have the relationship, the career, the experiences, and the money that you want, there are only 3 reasons why. You haven't focused on your mission, your mindset, and your money. I'm Ebong Eka, and besides being a best-selling author, CPA, and leadership small business champion, I show everyday people how to take their ideas, create valuable products and services, raise their prices, and get raving customers that can't wait to do business with them. And I do all of those in 4 simple steps. I want to help you. I want to change your life. I want to change your relationships. I want to change your business. And these are the principles of economics, and you're watching EKAnomics TV. Hey everybody, welcome to the first episode of EKAnomics TV. Now, we focus on your mission, your mindset, and your money every week, Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We either take your questions and we share the message and the importance of understanding what economics is about. I'm your host, Ebong Eka. I'm the best-selling author of Start Me Up, the No Business Plan, and I'm also the founder of EKAnomics, EKAnomics, and the EKAnomics Academy. I'm known by many as the Prince of Pricing and Prospecting because what we do is we help companies find clients through digital marketing strategies. We help them raise their prices and maximize their profits in the process. Now, today, what we're going to talk about today is Uber. So recently, if you heard, Travis Kalanick, I always mispronounce that, Kalanickidis, whatever it is, he was recently asked to step down from Uber as the CEO. He's one of the co-founders. And if you're not familiar with the ride-sharing app, you basically use your cell phone, and you can find black cars. There's UberX, there's big cars. You can find cars in your general location, and they were able to disrupt the taxi cab services. And I'll go a little bit deeper into that. But that got me thinking of a few things, and one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to focus this particular episode on Uber and their problems is because in 2016 they lost about $2.8 billion. That's how much some people are worth. There are companies out there right now that you can actually take $2.8 billion and buy them and have change left over to put money in your meter. I mean, as a matter of fact, Amazon just bought Whole Foods for about $17 billion with a B. That's literally 1/6. How much they lost is 1/6 of what it cost to buy Whole Foods. So I think there's some cautionary tales that I want to share with you. Now, again, Uber's not out of business. They're not going out of business. But I want to tell you why. And when we come back from break, I'm going to share with you why one of the most important things to think about. I'm also going to share with you why it's something to be afraid of when it comes to you and your business. Hey, so how do you like the show? I want to thank you for coming. More importantly, I want to ask you a simple question. Do you have any challenges in your life and currently in your business? Something that's keeping you up at night? Some obstacle that you're running into and you don't know how to overcome it? Tell you what, I want to help you. I want to talk to you. More importantly, I want to feature you in one of the future episodes of EKAnomics TV. And what we're going to do is have a quick conversation, share your ideas, and go over your challenges, as well as solve them on air live so people can watch it. Now, all you have to do is follow the link below to see if you're eligible to be a future guest of EKAnomics TV. And I can't wait to talk to you, but also take your business and all of your ideas to the next level. Welcome back, everybody. This is Ebong Eka, the founder of EKAnomics, and welcome. You're watching EKAnomics TV. Again, where we focus on your mission, your mindset, and your money every single week. We talk about things that affect your mission, what keeps you on task to achieve what you want, your mindset. Do you have the proper mindset to achieve what you want, to get the goals that you want? Too many people struggle that if you don't have the proper mission, right? If you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, if you don't have the proper mindset, if you don't believe what you're trying to accomplish is possible, your money never works out. There's no way you can actually make a lot of money, generate a lot of income in your career or in a business or whatever the hell you're trying to do. There's no way you can do any of those things if your mission is crap, right? And your mindset is shit. You have to have congruency between those three areas. That's the main reason and the focus of economics. So every single week we talk about those three particular points, whether it's news of the day, of the week, and I'll also share with you tidbits that can help you in your mindset, that can help you with your mission, but more importantly, can also help you with your money. And I said, you don't have to be in business, you don't have to be an entrepreneur. You can also be a career person. You can be an employee somewhere. There's always an opportunity, whether to create a side hustle as a freelancer or to scale, to grow yourself in the company, right? It's kind of like bloom where you're planted. And too many people don't bloom where they're planted, and they're worried about the grass on the other side of the fence. But again, the grass is only greener where you water it. Now, today we're talking about Uber. And for those who don't remember, and at the beginning of the show, I mentioned that, and I shared with you recent news that the CEO, Travis Kalanick, was forced to resign by a group of investors who were sick and tired of him. Now, they had a bunch of problems. One of the biggest problems that they have, I believe, they had other stuff too, but I'll go into that in a second. But one of the problems that I think that they had is that they lost almost $3 billion in 2016. That's crazy. $2.8 billion, almost $3 billion, $2.8 billion. And I'm gonna share with you one of the reasons why this is alarming, not only to Uber, but it should be alarming to you. And pretty soon, if you're not careful, you may have to start taking a cab again. And I'm pretty sad about that because I enjoy Uber and I enjoy using Lyft. And now you're probably thinking, maybe you're watching this thinking, I gotta go. I need to switch and go to Lyft. They're going through the same struggles. If you don't know, in the last 6 months to 9 months, they've been trying to raise an additional $500 million, $500 million trying to raise. Lyft is. And you have to understand, so this is the biggest problem. I'm going to share with you the problem that we're seeing with Uber and we're also seeing with Lyft. And you're also seeing a similar problem with people like Snapchat. I'll go into that a little bit later before we go to the next break. And then I'll give you in the last part of the show, I'm going to give you the three things you need to think about, right? Three ways to bring money into your business. And the third way is actually the most important way. And I'm going to give you some tips on how to get that third way, how to get that up, how to get your money right. Okay, so the reason why you should be alarmed and concerned with Uber and Lyft and their goal to raise money is, one, they're both losing a crap ton of money. The second thing is they've spent a lot of money as well to try and acquire users. This is the problem with that business model. Everything else works. Like the idea of you using your phone to get a car, that's awesome, that's great. And you're paying third party to provide the services, so you don't really own a lot. You don't own the cars, you don't own the employees or any of that stuff. Granted, there's some issues in certain jurisdictions where they want you to, they're trying to get the drivers, to treat the drivers as employees of Uber, which opens up another can of craziness. But from taxes and benefits, stuff like that, which again, it's another conversation. But the reason why it's a concern is because if you're in a business and you're constantly spending money to acquire a customer, and it's more, if you think about it, it's more expensive. They're spending more money to acquire that new customer than they're getting from that customer. That makes sense? So let me give you an example. Say, for example, it costs $100 for Uber to get you as a customer. You've never used Uber before. They spend it on advertising. They're giving you free rides. They're giving you a bunch of free stuff. And it costs them all told, in a box, $100 to get you as a customer to use them maybe once a month or twice a month when you go out with your husband or your wife or your friends and you're going to a concert or to a bar and you don't want to drink. You don't want to drive and drink and drive, right? Well, you have to spend more than that $100 in a shorter period of time to make it worth it. That makes sense? So if your average ride is $10, you have to have at least 10 rides in order for them to recoup the $100 they spent to get you as a customer. But that's not what's really happening. And so what ends up happening is they're spending a lot of money, throwing bad money out, good money out with the bad, in order to acquire more customers. And their goal was, let me scale so we can dominate the market. The problem is a lot of other companies try to do the same thing, and they were able to get a lot of investment as well. So that's one of the problems. That's one of the biggest problems. That's a concern. It's something you should think about for your business. And if you're not careful, if you don't have a clear mission as to how to make money, your ability to stay in business is going to be threatened. You're seeing that right now with Snapchat, right? Snapchat recently signed a deal with Time Warner, which is the parent company of CNN and a bunch of other digital properties, for $100 million to provide content, to provide ads, and to provide small little shows for Snapchat. That sounds great. Part of the problem with Snapchat, and people thought the same thing with Facebook, part of the problem with Snapchat is They haven't opened up their ad platform yet. They're not allowing other people to advertise. Secondly, how do you keep people using Snapchat? Facebook's a different animal. Everybody's on Facebook. Nobody's leaving. I don't care who you are. You have to get Facebook. And it's hard for you to get rid of your profile if you want to, right? So Facebook's an anomaly. Don't look at it that way. But when we come back from break, I'm going to give you 3 things, okay? I'm going to give you 3 ways to bring money into your business. And I'm going to share with you how one of the ways is the most important. And I'm going to give you some tips as to how to increase that for your business. All right, stay tuned. See you in a bit. Tired of clients that nickel and dime you? The only reason you're not earning more is because you're not charging enough. I know you may be thinking, but won't my customers complain? They won't, especially if you know what to say. Now, for a limited time, get access to my pricing training masterclass with up to 4 hours of top quality content. Want to charge more for your amazing service and find awesome clients? You know what to do. Click the link below and get your seat for this masterclass. This has helped so many entrepreneurs to set and raise their prices, triple, quadruple their income, and increase their profit margin. There's no reason why you should leave money on the table. Now, this is an opportunity for you to invest in yourself, your business, and also increase your revenue. So sign up today. Welcome back, everybody. This is Avon Eka, and you're watching the first episode of the first season of EKAnomics. We focus on your mission, your mindset, and your money. We were talking today about Uber and how they're losing a crap ton of money and some of the mistakes that they've been making. But I also want to give you literally the 3 ways to bring money into your business. This is the last segment. 3 ways to bring money into your business. And if you're not careful, most businesses fail because they focus on the first 2 and they don't focus primarily on the third, which is the most important. Make sense? So let's get started before we run out of time. The first way to bring money into your business is through investment. You watch TV shows like Shark Tank. You're watching The Profit and other pitch shows, right? Where everybody goes and they talk and they share their message and say, this is my business. Here's my business plan. This is awesome. I need a couple $1,000, like a couple $1 million, and we could do this. All this kind of nonsense that people are talking about, right? And they don't last. They end up fading away because they're not thinking about how to bring money into their business the right way. Now, I talk a lot about that in Start Me Up, the No Business Plan business plan. Literally, in this particular book, right? Let's go a little bit closer. If you want to get a copy of this book, I'm offering it for free for a limited time. There's a link you can go to. I'll put it in the notes below. You can go to this link, get a copy of this. I may be able even to sign it for you. But I talk a lot about the importance of how you get money into your business and why people struggle with getting money into their business. But investment is a nice way to start. But if you haven't addressed the most important pieces of your business, it doesn't matter how much money you bring in. You could bring in $100 million in investment. But if you don't have an income generating activity, it's irrelevant. Okay, so the first way is investment. And you see this is what people, celebrate, right? The woman from Theranos, I forgot her name. Remember her? I forgot her name. She was on the cover of magazines, and she had like a bio thing, a biopharmaceutical type product, and it didn't even work. And then she's a laughing stock. Her company's gone to zero. She raised 50 or maybe $100 million. I can't remember. And all that went to hell. The second one was if you're familiar with Nasty Girl or Nasty Gal or Nasty Girl. I don't know. There's a show on Netflix about it. There's this woman, Sophie something or other, Amoroso, I think her name is. I should probably know who these people are. I'm going to talk about them disparagingly. But, I'm not disparaging. I'm just telling you what happened. So she literally started a company selling products on eBay, and she turned it into a website, kind of a vintage store, online vintage store, consignment store in a way. She sells high-end vintage clothing and stuff. Started her own line in conjunction with that. Grew it to about 60, 80 million. I think she raised 30 or 40 million dollars as well, and now it's going to shit. Everything went down. Again, same problem. If you're not focusing on how to bring money into your business through your activities, then you're in dire straits. So a lot of people are shooting themselves in the foot and shooting themselves in the ass by not focusing on the third piece, but I'll show you that in a second. The second way to bring money into your business is through loans. Every single day, I can't tell you how many times every single day I either get phone calls from brokers and other asses, and also get letters in the mail from people who want to give me lines of credit for my business. A lot of people who are in business, you can go to your local bank, you can go to your credit union, you can go borrow from family, friends, and fools, and yeah, family, friends. That's it. Family, friends, family, and fools. That's right. You can go borrow from them. You can go borrow from a whole bunch of other people who will lend. Maybe you can do like a convertible note, which means you borrow money. So convertible note is an example. You borrow $1,000 as a loan, and if everything goes right, that person can convert that into stock at a lower price. So they're buying in for lower because they've given you the money. So they're getting some of the juice, which is the interest. But at some point in time, there's a trigger, right, in which they can convert that into equity. So say, for example, I invested 10 grand in, say, Facebook, and now they're about to go public. That investment I had, I can convert that to maybe 1,000 shares, which can probably make me $100,000 or $1 million. Something. You understand what I'm saying? So that's usually how it works. You're taking the risk on the front end. So on the back end, what you receive in return has to be exponential. So it has to go up hockey stick style. So loans. And so loans, again, same thing. It doesn't matter if your business is taking off or not. If you get a loan for your business, you're required to pay interest, you're required to service the debt, and you're required to take cash from your business and put it towards that debt every single month, depending on the terms, right? If it's not producing income and you can't service the debt by looking at your cash flow, you're going to run into problems, because then they're going to take you to court. You're going to have a judgment against you and probably your business. And also, most likely, the banks or whoever you borrow from is going to require you to sign to guarantee the loan and maybe offer up some collateral to get that. So if you're going to do an investment, if you're going to do a loan, you always have to think of a way to be able to service that debt or service that investment so that it makes sense. Now, the last one, which is, to me, I think is the most important, it's the whole thing that this book was predicated on. It's the whole way that I run my life and run my business, and a lot of our clients, is revenue. And I don't just mean sales, because a lot of people sell. The problem is people sell a bunch of stuff, but their costs are out of control, so they don't really make any money. You get it? So you can have $1 billion in sales, but if your costs are $1,001,000, you actually lost money. So the key is this. It's net income. After you've paid your expenses, whatever you bring in leftovers, what you have to invest in your business and into yourself. So one of the ways I tell my clients, work with clients to do this, especially those who are in the EKAnomics Academy. Now, before I tell you that, I want to say this. If you want to learn more about the EKAnomics Academy, you're going to see a link below here. What I want you to do is go there and watch my free training. I'm going to share with you some secrets, some of the actual process that we use to help clients to get new customers, get new clients, and actually raise their prices and increase their sales. There's only a great way to do that. And one of the best ways to do that is for you to actually jump on this free training. I'm not giving this free training to everybody. I'm sharing it for a limited time, so I want you to do yourself a favor and your business a favor. If you are a coach, speaker, author, consultant, you're in a service-based industry, just go below, sign up for it. There should be a time relatively coming up soon, depending on when you're watching this, and you can register to watch and learn on this particular webinar. And if you want to learn more, to talk to us, you can schedule. There's other instructions on how to schedule a time to speak with us, and then from there we can help you raise your prices, set your prices, maximize your profits. I mean, we've helped people raise their revenue by 161%, raise their prices by 30%. We've had people get their highest clients to date just after working with us for a short period of time. We've helped certain clients. One of the largest salons in a major city. She's been able to get clarity and use the tools that we've shared with her, how to create a process for her business and actually grow it. So that's a lot of things that we do. This is why number 3 is really important. It's how you bring money into your business. It has to be through sales. It has to be through income. You cannot stay in business if you have to borrow money to stay in business, if you have to get more investors to stay in business. It literally turns into a Ponzi scheme. Think about it. Ponzi scheme is it can't stand on its own. There's no real money coming in. It's always going out and getting the next investor, right? So if you have a company that's constantly losing billions of dollars, how is that not close to being a Ponzi scheme? So you have to, if you're in a similar place, you need to go borrow money. Before you borrow another dollar, ask yourself, how are we going to make money in this particular period today? If you can't do that, you're literally just, you're going backwards. You're just wasting your time, right? You're wasting your time. So as we wrap up, this will let you guys know really quickly. The last way is really important. So the 3 ways I shared with you is investment, getting investors. Second is loans, friends, families, and fools, right? And the third is through your income, generating profit, right? You have a price and you want to raise your price so it's higher. You have more profit margin in between. Most of you guys don't have enough margin. That's why you're struggling. And then whatever your cost is, the difference is literally your profit. And from there, you can buy new equipment. You can hire an employee. You can buy a new system. You can use a more expensive software platform. You can maybe buy more computers. You can actually spend money on advertising and on ads. That is how you end up growing and scaling. It's not luck. It's not being in a newspaper. It's not being on a television show. It's none of that stuff, right? There's a process that's relatively simple. And most of the companies in your industry that are kicking your ass are literally doing those particular things. So if you want to learn more, a few links I'm going to share with you below. You'll probably either see it on the screen or you'll see it below in the notes somewhere. It's one, if you want to get a free copy of this book. We have a lot of programs that we share with people. One of we start out with free programs, like this free book. We have free trainings and free cheat sheets. Additionally, we have the EKAnomics Academy, which is a little bit more involved that you have to actually focus on. We also have other pricing trainings and start our startup one-page startup plan training, which is a great place to start as well, depending where you are. So we got a lot of links to things you can see in the bottom, and I want you to stay tuned because next week it's going to be an amazing show. I think about the shows literally minutes before I actually go live. So if you have any questions, just tweet me at Abong Eka. Ask me a question. If you have an idea for a show, send me or a show topic. Do me a favor and tweet me. I answer my tweets. I respond to my tweets. I will basically maybe I'll take that in consideration. If you have a question, tweet me. I'll answer it during the show as well. I'll create a little segment where I can answer your questions. Do that as well. So again, economics, mission, mindset, money. It's important for all those 3 to be congruent in order to live the best life you possibly can. If you're not careful, don't be like everybody else who's just coasting through life. You deserve more and you will get more as a result. I'll see you guys next week. Good night. Yeah.